Life Challenge, 33 out of 99. It is later in the day because the rest of my day I kind of did other things that I really wanted to do. And that is what today's live video is all about. What do you want? What do you really want? Yesterday I was talking to my son about how we do what we want to do. And it had been a situation where he had left some things home that he didn't want to leave home. So I mentioned to him that he needed to get his backpack together before he got on his computer. Even though he wanted to be on his computer, I know he also wants to have everything together to go to school with. But it's a matter of competing wants. And sometimes we want to do what we like to do, what is more enjoyable to us, than we want to do the things that we know we want to do but aren't as enjoyable. It's a question of choices, which I talked a little bit about yesterday. Is what choices are you making, and what are the consequences of those choices, and what choices do you make based on those choices? But let's take it to the level of want. What do we want to do? And do we want to do what's easy? Do we want to do what's right? Do we want to do the things that it takes to get us to the bigger things that we want to do? You know, you could say that you want great financial success, but if you also want to go spend money in a whole bunch of different places versus wanting to save your money, it could get in the way of you being a financial success. If you want to write a book, but you don't want to spend the time writing it, it's going to get in the way of you getting the book. You can want the book and you can spend the rest of your life wanting to write a book, but if you are spending more of your time doing other things you want to do, that other want isn't going to happen. So you have to prioritize your wants. Excuse me. Apparently I wanted Diet Coke a little bit earlier. And so anyway, what you want is something you have to prioritize. How important is what you want? And are you willing to do the things that you want to do to get the big things you want, or are you only willing to do the easy things that you want to do that don't necessarily lead to the bigger things you want? Because everything you do is based on what you want to do. We very rarely do something we don't want to do. But not everything we want to do leads to the big important things that we want to do, which means that sometimes those big important things that we think we want to do, we don't really want to do. In fact, we simply want to do those things. Sometimes we just want to have a passion for things. It's kind of like when we were younger, and it's like you're not in love, you're just in love with the idea of being in love. You don't want to be an author, you're just in love with the idea of being an author. You don't want to be an entrepreneur, you're just in love with the idea of being an entrepreneur. So do you really want the things you say you want? If you do, then you're going to make the right choices, and you're going to want to do what it takes to get there. If you continually don't do the things it takes to get the big things you want, you probably don't want them badly enough. It isn't that important to you, and you need to come to grips with that and either change your goals, which is part of winning anyway, realizing where you are at and reassessing and possibly changing goals, or change your behaviors in order to go after what you really want after you realize, wow, this is what I really want, but what I'm doing to myself isn't allowing me to get what I really, really want. Now, there you go. That's today's advice. That's today's circular conversation. I've done what I wanted to do today. I saw a Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise, and I loved it. You can go to Rich's Real Reviews page and see my review on that. And then I did some things that I had to do, like go pick up my kids and take my daughter to the dentist. And tonight I'm doing some more things I want to do, like these videos, like watching the Cubs game, and it looks like we're up 2-0 because I'm watching it over here on this other screen. And I'm going to watch Arrow tonight with my kids. I'm going to sit and eat Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And then tomorrow I'm going to start focusing on my want of actually being back on my diet and writing a bit. So, that's what I want to do tomorrow. It's what I want to do tonight. What do you want to do? What do you really, really want to do? And what are you going to do to get there so that you can have a win anyway life? Make sure that you have a series of win anyway days to create that win anyway life. Talk to you later.